And welcome to... Give me the opportunity.
Sorry, I gave you a gap there to finish, and then when you didn't, I thought I would jump in with hello.
This week, I thought maybe if I say hello and then give you the chance
Hello!
to respond.
Sorry, I did it again.
You've done it wrong. So many... Well, the internet's... we did read it.
Got a question for you. Got to pump up the audience, Nelson, because we're starting on the back foot. This episode is one day later than normal. Later than our normal schedule.
Yeah.
I mean, in months and months to come, it's just going to be a random number, and people will never have known that. Yeah. I'm going to point out we're one day behind. Mm-hmm. So, does that mean we're going to make an extra good show this week to make up for that slight delay?
No, if anything, slightly worse. Like we're just off the mark a little bit.
Yeah. Because we don't want people to want us to be late. So you make it slightly worse. So they're like, I'll never be late again.
Yeah. Oh, no, wait, that's bad because, I don't want people to think that.
So if we make it better, does that mean people will be more willing to accept when we're late?
Here's what I think. To be safe, it's going to be the exact same as any other episode.
You'll never know.
Yeah. It'll be... God, you'll be like, oh my God, this was exactly like every other episode. Which honestly, I don't think is a good thing.
That's for the history books to tell us in years and years to come.
I like to think that every time a listener presses the play button, there's a little part of them that goes, this one might be better than the last.
I like to think there's a moment, like it pops up in their podcast app of choice after they've left a 5-star review.
Yeah. And
it pops up, new episode, and they go, oh boy, here we go.
Here we go. They brace themselves.
You go.
They tense.
3, 2, 1. Fucking hell.
Yeah.
This is the experience that people tend to have with this podcast.
It's how it's meant to start, I think. It's part of the experience as a whole. New listeners will get there. Yeah. They'll get there. All right, Kemba, I think we should... Oh, wait. Okay, so for the past 2 weeks... We basically forgot to mention that we're doing our own Secret Santa. Yeah. We mentioned at the end of 2 episodes ago where maybe not everybody did it.
Yep.
And then I said something along the lines of, I'll post it everywhere.
Yeah.
And I think I posted it once on our Discord.
Worry not, it's been in our episode notes, every one of those shows, the sign-up link at the very top of the notes.
Yeah.
And if we know anything, people read the notes.
I was going to say, I don't think I've read the notes of a podcast in years.
You're not a true fan, Nelson.
But,
True fans will tell us that they read the notes.
Yeah. I mean, we're not even timestamped. Why are they going to the notes in the first place?
Have we been wasting years of our life writing podcast notes?
Yeah. I like to think that it's for the new listeners.
Okay, let's do this. And we won't do it this episode because they'll be onto us. Mm-hmm. But in a couple of weeks' time, let's not write any notes.
Yeah.
We'll just do like a single sentence and see if anyone writes
if anybody
it.
Picks up on it. Okay. Yeah, this is good. I like that. I like this plan.
But listeners, we say this now. Let your guard down. Hey, let your guard down. That's all we want to say. Throughout this episode, we're going to be trying to let you guard down. Let's make that. We've got a few official show rules. Let's mint a new one now.
Yeah.
New show rule. Let your guard down.
Yeah. Okay. That's great. We haven't come up with a new rule for so long. What was the
new show rule?
New show rule.
Let your guard down. It's been a while since we've done that as well.
I was going to say, I'm glad we used the bugle because it was apparently voted the best of the 3 things that form this podcast. Yes, you, me, or the bugle. The bugle got the most votes.
There was a recent poll on our Discord. By the way, join our Discord. Link in the notes.
Yeah.
There was a recent poll in our Discord. What is people's favorite host of the podcast? You, Nelson, me, or the bugle, and overwhelmingly the bugle.
Yeah, not either one of us got a vote. Anyway, the Secret Santa thing. Yeah. Okay.
Sorry.
Well, I don't really know why I'm bringing it up because all I'm bringing it up to say is if you want to get involved, it's too late. But if you have signed up, keep an eye out for an email from us to see who matches.
Yeah.
And That's it. Yeah.
And if you thought, that sounds like fun, shame on you for not having signed up yet.
Why didn't you stick around to the very last bit of the 2 episodes ago to learn about
or
it?
Read the show
notes.
Now, here's the thing. For those, because we did get people to sign up.
Yeah.
Which is great. More than honestly I expected, given the amount of effort we put in. And for
Imagine
those
if we put effort in.
who did listen to the end of last 2 weeks episode, or read the show notes, thank you very much. You've put in more effort so far than we have. Because I'll be honest, we recycled a form.
Yeah, we did. We recycled a form. I'm about to recycle the majority of the first email that I sent out. This is how much it was recycled. If anybody was paying attention, the wording at the top of the form said, "Thank you for participating in our very second Secret Santa." Very first makes more sense than very second, but I just left the very in there.
Tell you what, it is very second.
It is very second. It is very much the
second time we've done it. Second on our mind at all times.
Yeah. Anyway, there's always next year.
Yeah.
For those that missed out. Do you know this will be the third? If I don't get a present, this will be the 3rd year in a row that I don't get a present. It's pretty rough.
So if anyone gets Nelson, just know that fact.
Just make up for them. It'd be good. It'd be good. Anywho, let's get into it, Cambo.
Please.
This first Reddit on Reddit, it was by Chatty Boot. And it was in the subreddit Entertainment. And it just said, Daniel Radcliffe won't get Twitter because he knows he'd argue with people.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's what Twitter is designed for. Jack Dorsey, CEO of Twitter, is probably like, yes, Daniel, you get it. You get it.
This is the whole point. Yeah.
We do 2 things. We argue with people and we undermine democracy. They're the 2 things I wanted to do.
Yeah. No, I think this is great because Twitter was a weird thing where it came out where it was like, oh, all of a sudden celebrities had voices.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like you had to go through an interview that was, maybe edited. And obviously they've got people that are, would have made sure the interview questions are corpus mentis so that they weren't like, surprised with some sort of lowball thing or they would have time to speak to like their PR agent before they go into an interview. But now it's just free flowing. People that you didn't think were racist, super racist.
In the same way that like it gave celebrity voices without a PR filter out to kind of, I guess, reveal maybe a truer sense of them. It also gave people an unfiltered voice to those celebrities.
Yeah.
With also no filter.
Yeah. I think that's the great thing. Although I'm pretty sure the way that Twitter works is that it can pick up on the language that you use. And so if you send a tweet to somebody who's verified and they pick up on like F-bombs, then it won't go public. Right. Or something like that. Yeah, I think they've kind of made it a bit smart in that sense.
So if you misspell things deliberately to
if
get around the Twitter censors.
Yeah. For so long, ducking has never been the word I wanted to use, but in this one instance, when I'm trying to enrage Daniel Radcliffe, I will have to use it. I loved the because so I think this is like a really good stance because like at that point where celebrities were given voices was just like the worst thing to happen to celebrities in a long time.
It was right up there with the Me Too movement.
Yeah, that's right.
In fact, a lot of that ended up.
I was going to say. So I think Daniel Radcliffe is smart for keeping away of it because I would get into so many arguments. I mean, we've got a Twitter that we barely use, but like if we had a moderate amount more of of fame, I'd be like, oh, people are going to listen to the shit I say. I'm going to get into an argument with somebody just for the hell of it.
Yeah.
But after reading this, I thought. It wasn't on there before, but all of a sudden, on my bucket list has appeared get into an argument with Daniel Radcliffe.
Well, I think another thing, and this is Daniel Radcliffe specific, I think. But it's also true, I think, of any actor in a franchise or movie that has a really like rabid and passionate fan base, which is I am positive he's sick of Harry Potter questions.
Yeah.
And you would not open a funnel in which they could just absolutely swamp you with them.
Yeah. That's right.
Because even if you were like, I'm not going to respond to any of them, that'd be forever in your peripheral vision every time you signed on to Twitter. And
you would see
your
them
mentions were crazy of people being like, Daniel Radcliffe in the fourth movie in that one scene, how did you guys film that?
Yeah. I would say it's Leviosa, not Leviosa. But that would really grind his gears. Yeah.
If I was Daniel Radcliffe and people were forever asking me Harry Potter questions, I would answer them things that I knew were wrong just to annoy fans.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like get it confused with other franchises sometimes.
Maybe that's why he's saying that he knows he would argue with people. Not because he gets annoyed at people, getting angry at him and starting an argument or whatever. But it's like he would purposefully get into an argument with somebody over saying wrong things about Harry Potter that, they would just have... Like
it'd be like, oh yeah, I guess it was cool when Harry ended up with Hermione, and they're like, you idiot! It was Ron that ended up with Hermione. You ended up with someone different. Like, they were ages ago. I don't remember.
Yeah. I don't, or read into things that maybe shouldn't be done. Harry was obviously the undertone. Harry was a closeted gay man, and he really wanted to get with Dumbledore. Which has obviously been a theory that Dumbledore was had a thing for Harry. And if he was like, oh no, yeah, that's just definitely true. There's an undertone there and I will die by this.
Well, I think that if I was to bet, Daniel Radcliffe has seen J.K. Rowling on Twitter.
Yeah.
Who constantly gets in trouble for tweeting all kinds of insane shit about her own creation that annoys her whole fan base.
Yeah.
I mean, she says some weirdly transphobic stuff as well, but just weird things like she once tweeted this new canon law that apparently wizards defecate wherever they are and then magic it away.
Did she really say that?
It was, I'm sure I'm probably getting that slightly wrong, but it was something like that where everyone's like, what are you why would you say that? That is so weird a thing to have said. But she's like, yeah, it's canon now.
Yeah. But I mean, honestly, that's how you do it, right?
Yeah. if we could, Nelson.
If you were a wizard,
yeah,
I'd be, disappearing it as it's coming out. It's not ever touching the ground.
But I'm sure that
all wizards just have those ass chaps.
J.K. Rowling has been a figurehead of saying things on Twitter to piss everybody off for a couple of years now.
Yeah.
So he must. Because I'm sure that he probably looks up to her. She is the woman that essentially gave him a career.
Yeah.
And guided him in many ways. And he's probably just been like, ooh, she was a universally beloved person. She was one of so many childhood heroes of so many people. And she's pissing everyone off.
Yeah. Yeah. It's funny. I think that, It's such a awkward situation, isn't it? Where that's what I'm saying. We never should have given celebrities the ability to talk to anybody else. I think even if you hear about certain other people in time, wasn't Roald Dahl a jerk? Oh, no, wait. Who is a big jerk that we used to talk about?
You're thinking about Dr. Seuss.
Oh, yeah, Dr. Seuss. A massive jerk.
Yeah.
And we, found that out over time. But could you imagine if Dr. Seuss had a Twitter account at the time? And he's like, hey, might go cheat on my dying wife.
Lol.
But yeah, okay. So if you're Daniel Radcliffe, we've decided we would purposefully get into arguments with people.
Yeah.
That would be great, and that's what I would enjoy and definitely do. But how do you think that you could get Daniel Radcliffe to argue with you? What's the real...
It's a good
do
question.
Do you reckon there's a soft spot between him and Robert Pattinson?
A soft, as in tension?
Yeah, because they...
No, I don't think so.
I feel like they sort of became famous at similar times, right?
Yeah.
Where they were kind of weird heartthrobs in their own way. And
I think the thing
crowds.
is, Daniel Radcliffe, from what I know, seems like a very polite and somewhat level-headed guy.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, you could go the route being like, oh, isn't it so weird that like you and Robert Pattinson were in that movie together and he's still in big movies and you're not anymore, and he's still like a really big movie star, and everyone just kind of still knows you as Harry Potter, but he's kind of transcended that thing. Isn't that weird? But he'd probably just go, oh, well, yeah, I guess it's a bit like, I don't think he would be aggressive enough. I think he would need to go. I don't think going after him is what would get him into an argument.
Okay.
I think he seems nice enough that you would need to attack something that he loves.
Okay. What does he love? Hermione? Do we discuss that already?
He ends up with Hermione.
Yeah. Hey, Hermione sucks, am I right, Daniel? Yeah, that'd get him. That'd get him going.
Like, I know, for instance, speaking of Hermione, one of the times, and again, this isn't really arcing up. I think it's just him being somewhat clever. But he was asked about, in one of his movies, they're like, oh, they've kind of like sexed you up a bit. How does it feel? Like you were a child star. Does it ever feel weird to you that you've become like a sex symbol in some people's eyes? And he was like, no, because people had no problem doing that with Emma Watson as soon as she turned 18, if not before.
Yeah.
So I think it's a complete double standard.
Yeah.
Which again, isn't like him necessarily like getting his goat like into a big argument, but I think they're on the right path. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just point out something that he is obviously kind of passionate about. And one of them, I guess, is like going after the double standard and Emma Watson and stuff like that. I think, you need to attack something like that to get him into an argument.
Okay.
Or he loves theatre. He does a lot of theatre.
Right.
So like, Daniel Radcliffe, theatre shit.
Yeah. Theatre shit.
Yeah. Not as good as movies.
Here's what I'm thinking. That'll get everybody going. Small dick.
But the problem is, he's done a play in which he's naked. Yeah. Like, there's just evidence that he doesn't.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's hard, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Because he could be like, you've seen my penis.
Yeah.
Like, it's
out there.
Yeah, you could go and look at it right now. And it's like, he's not, packing serious heat or anything. But it's not small either. He's doing all right.
How about this? Just accusatory stuff. Hey, Daniel Radcliffe, why are you so racist against Mexicans?
Yeah, okay.
You know?
Yeah.
And he'll be like, what? I'm not. And you'll be like, no, you definitely, like, just keep at it until he gets really angry about it.
Could you get him into an argument by starting a Twitter account as him, making it look as authentic as possible, and then start being racist?
Yeah.
And then being like, look at what you're doing on Twitter, you big racist.
Yeah. He might be like, it's fine, it's not really me.
Yeah.
True people will know. You can't. This
He's
is
good.
what I've learned.
He's good.
Yeah, can't get into an argument with Daniel Radcliffe very easily. Yeah, we'll try.
Yeah.
I really want you now, though. I don't know why. It's like a white whale type thing.
Yeah.
If I ever meet him, he's probably, like you said, a lovely guy. But it's just now going to be on the top of my things to do if I ever meet him, to just get in an argument with him.
And it would be good to know because you're probably going to have one chance to say something to him.
Yeah.
So it's good to have the odds stacked in your favor.
Yeah.
That one thing will start an argument.
Yeah. What if I aggressively shouldered him as I walked past? But then I go, oh, ow, and I drop to the floor. And I go, Daniel Radcliffe just hit me on purpose.
That racist?
Is that racist? Have you seen what he said about Mexicans on Twitter? So, yeah, okay. Just good to know. I'm going to have to keep, I think, workshopping that.
What if we started an account where we just Photoshop MAGA hats onto Daniel Radcliffe?
Oh, yeah, that'd probably do it, I think.
Just enough. Send him on every day. Daniel Radcliffe in a MAGA hat.
Yeah,
That's the name of the profile.
Yeah.
And see if eventually he would it. I would even take his representatives being like, Daniel's very angry about this.
Yeah.
Like, yes, got him.
Haha, sucker.
Yeah. And then so the picture is him in a MAGA hat, and then a quote clearly from Donald Trump. Like let's take, you were saying racist towards Mexicans, which Donald Trump is.
Yeah. He
said, what did he say? They're sending murderers and rapists. They're not sending their best.
Yeah.
But then instead of Donald Trump, you just put it Daniel Radcliffe.
Yeah.
So every Trump quote you could find, But you put Daniel Radcliffe's name and then you have a photo of him in a MAGA hat.
Yeah, it's good. Doesn't even have to be that. Mexicans are the worst. From Daniel Radcliffe. People will just eat that stuff up.
I hated the movie Coco. Too many Mexicans. Daniel Radcliffe.
That's how you need to do it, actually. Anything too obvious, people are going to be like, this is fake.
Yeah.
But you need to be like, like he just comes out and says that he hates any movie that has any...
Or he's like, watch the movie Sicario. I liked Emily Blunt. Didn't like Benicio del Toro. Don't know why.
yeah. But when that's the 500th hint at racism, that's when people start to pick it up. Yeah. Okay. All right. I mean, we've gone away from arguing with him, haven't we? We're just trying to slander Daniel Radcliffe.
Destroying his public image.
Yeah.
But again, it's all for the greater good.
It's all for the great... Is it? I don't know. We got way off track there. Okay, let's get into Ask Reddit. Ask Reddit. This Ask Reddit was cross-posted to us by Just Judging Reddit, but it was originally by Odd Apple Puree Thai? Oh, no, it's less sense than that. Puree Tiji.
Sure.
Got it. What is a dumb thing you thought as a child?
So many dumb things.
So many dumb things.
Like,
so many dumb things.
Just insane shit that you believe, but you believe it because your parents, for some reason, also fed you that lie, you know?
Yeah.
I think we've talked about the whole swimming after you eat thing and whether or not there's any legitimacy to that. I don't know whether we ever discovered anything.
It's not true.
Yeah.
I don't remember whether...
It seems like a lie fed to children to stop parents having to go watch them in a pool.
Yeah, that's right. It's funny, I think. It is difficult on the spot to think of, like, what are those specific things that I thought of as a kid that was really stupid.
It depends how young. I definitely know some really dumb things I thought, but also I was like 4. So like I used to think that when you watched a movie, the actors had to reenact that movie every single time.
But see, that's great.
At the same time, you're like, but I'm 4. Like, of course I'm an idiot.
Yeah. No, but I think that's great because, like, I think that's why this is so interesting. It's because it's like, that's not an illogical thought from a child.
Yeah.
Like, that is a perfectly logical thing.
You know, it was a real
say.
dick move, and I have a real vivid memory of this because that is a thought I used to have. When you watch a movie, the actors have to act it out again.
Yeah.
So I would often watch the first Star Wars movie, and there's a scene where they swing over like a ravine in the Death Star, quite a big stunt, and I would rewind it, and like make them do that again, thinking I was making them do it again.
Yeah. They have to. It's so much harder to do it backwards, Cameron. Swinging back over a ravine. God, difficult. Yeah, that's so funny. That's a really good one, I think. I don't remember. Oh, I think there was like 2 things. One's not so much a sort of, I don't know, thought process that I had, but when I was maybe like 7-ish or something, I was a child prodigy, as we know. And I was doing a radio ad, and the ad was for Sovereign Hill, which for non-Australian or even Victorian listeners, no, it's like a gold rush era town.
Let's use the loose phrase theme park because it is in the sense that it is a themed park.
Yes.
But it's themed around the Australian gold rush in the early 19th century.
So you can... 19th?
Because that'd be 18. That'd be the 1800s.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. I always get confused about that. Yeah. Good. Thank you.
That's why I'm the smart one of the show.
Yeah.
Think about that for a second.
Oh, my God.
I just said I believe that actors acted out a movie every time you watched it. Yeah. And I'm the smart one of the show.
Yeah. So, anywho, you can go panning for gold and stuff.
Yeah.
just to round out what this is about.
It's themed in 19th century gold rush style. People are in costume and you can do old-timey things like pan for gold or weird old-timey bowling alleys and stuff.
I remember for some reason, and I don't know why this was an attraction, but there was these like rudimentary like bug zapper type things, but all it was like a small cylindrical thing that you then pulled out like a string of sticky stuff and you would hang that up and then the bugs would get attracted to the like sticky, probably sugary stuff or something. Yeah. And then they'd get stuck there and died. For some reason, I remember that being like a fun attraction of that. Like, oh my God, look at this weird old thing
when
that they
went
created.
to Sovereign Hill, which was a few times, weirdly. And I don't know why I went so much as a child. Yeah. But old style hard-boiled candies. I was always very interested in.
That's a big thing.
And also pop guns, which they used to sell in the gift store.
Oh, right.
Little toy guns with a little pop cork on a string that would pop out of your gun.
Yeah. That's so good. I'll need to go back there.
Maybe we'll do a live show from Sovereign Hill.
I remember also when I was...
what is this new-fangled stuff you got there? We don't have any of that in the Gold Rush.
I think... when I was in kindergarten, this must have been like, one of those memories that's like really old. And I must have been in kindergarten, I reckon. And my mum came to Sovereign Hill.
Wait,
and we were panning for gold.
This post is about Sovereign Hill.
It's about Sovereign Hill, yeah. And we were panning for gold. And I think this goes to show like my concentration level because I remember I was like panning. I was just getting so bored of it. And I was like, but also upset that I couldn't get any gold. And I reckon like 3 times in a row, I would get some gold in my pan and put it down in the water again, just as my mom's like, no, there's something that you've just missed it. It was very disappointing.
And now as an adult, and I'm only thinking about this for the first time in 20 years maybe.
Yeah.
Did they just put gold flakes in that water?
For sure.
And like, just in case the listeners are like, they're giving away gold, not real gold.
Yeah.
Gold-coloured flakes.
Yeah. And you put it in a little tube with like some resin in it type thing. And you have floating
they're like,
gold.
oh, that's $40.
Yeah. Because that's what the gold's worth. A wink. Anyway, oh my God. This was about a radio ad I did for Sovereign Hill.
Also, you could go down to a gold mine.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying other things that happen in Sovereign Hill.
That's good. You could get beat up by bullies. Oh, no, that was me. You could, but...
But they were very authentic to the time.
Yeah. That's right. I almost died. Okay, so I did this ad, and I had to be... I was the first youngest kid, and there was a group of kids, and we all went in a row, and mine was like, I had a few coins that I had to juggle up and down in my hand and say, I got 45 cents for unpacking the dishwasher. And all the kids spoke about how they got a little bit more money doing different chores. So you had to do the sound
effects.
I had to do the sound effects.
This is a cheap radio ad.
And honestly, I was so small that I was so nervous about dropping the coins that I would do it like just a tiny little jump in my hand. Yeah. And what happened, I remember, was so it went around the circle of these kids, and everybody was saying like, oh, I've got more and more money for doing a chore. And this one kid was like, I got $1 gazillion because I went to Sovereign Hill. Yeah. And I remember thinking like, oh, I hate that I'm the one that fake earned the least amount of money on this. This is bullshit. Yeah. And so what happened, right? And I think to this day, I was just like, I wasn't actually a charismatic kid. I looked really cute. Honestly, I was a cute looking kid, but I was not confident at all. And so I'm pretty sure my voice lines were just terrible. And at one point they did get me and this other kid to swap. And I remember at the time like smiling and thinking like, oh yeah, I just got upgraded because I'm now getting $25 for washing a car or something like that. And so, but I'm pretty sure what happened was they just edited me out and they used the other kids voice line, and then when it got around to what would have been me, they just edited him back in again because he's going to pick up on the voices. I'm convinced that's what happened.
So you're a cute kid, but low on confidence. Mm-hmm. But now, some 20 odd years later, weird
high
looking,
on confidence,
weird looking, but that confidence is through the roof.
Which is weird the way that worked. But yeah, that was a weird thing I thought as a kid.
And it's funny because this ad would appear that they're making you do your own sound effects. All the kid actors were in the same room, so they're recording at the same time. Seems like an ad where they wanted minimal post-production.
Yeah.
Which in a way may have set your standard for this podcast.
I was like, oh, so that's how you do it, is it?
This seems a professional setup.
Yeah. Well, Cameron, I think it was just the fact that it was honestly so long ago. This is how long ago it is, right? I did another radio ad. It was for the internet. That's how long ago it was.
Wow.
They probably just didn't have good audio editing software. It probably didn't exist. They were chopping up tapes to, put stuff together.
This is how we do it. There'll never be a better way.
Yeah.
And there hasn't been. It's how we still do this show.
Yeah. It's a lot of work afterwards. That's why we don't edit because it would be so annoying. But yeah, I remember that it was a pun about a tennis court net and the internet. And it was like, the line I had to say was something along the lines of, no, over the internet. Yeah.
Cool.
Pretty cool. But anyway, that was one thing. The other thing I thought...
that was one thing.
The other thing I thought stupidly as a kid was that being an adult would be so much easier. Like a fucking idiot. Oh, my God. Remember not having to just do anything?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Even in my, teenage years, I would play PlayStation for, I get home from school, play PlayStation most of the night, then my mum would call me for dinner. I was like, what I wouldn't give for that again.
And this is how self-centered we are. Because as middle-class white guys, society expects the least from us. To still get praise. And even then, we're like, oh, boy.
Yeah.
Got to be presentable sometimes.
Exactly.
Got to go to work to earn my money.
Ugh, the worst. Okay, here's another one. This is by Radcliffe. Can I just say, we've got a much smaller screen now. It's way harder to read the names. But that's basically right. You awaken in an empty void with nothing but the infinite power to create and destroy. What do you do first?
Wait, so you wake up in an infinite void.
In an empty void.
An empty void.
Yeah.
But not infinite. Interesting.
Yeah. Well, there has to be limitations, Cameron, obviously.
And you have the ability to create and destroy.
Yes. The infinite power to create and destroy. That's where you got the infinite from. We're God.
Well, here's the thing. Because if it's not an infinite void, I'm like, I'm going to create the earth. But then they're like, this is a 9 foot by 9 foot void. You're not fitting the earth in here.
Yeah. You can fit anything that's
9
the
foot
size
by 9 foot
of a baseball. Yeah, okay. Well, let's say it's an infinite void as well, Cameron. Okay. Didn't know you were such a stickler for the rules.
Well, I'm interested in the whole concept of the butterfly effect. So I'm going to create an exact replica of our universe, but change one thing. Something innocuous. I don't know what happens. Yeah. Maybe Daniel Radcliffe never existed.
Oh my God.
I mean, obviously, terrible. He seems like a nice guy.
Yeah.
But how would that have changed the world?
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's necessarily going to be a huge difference, but then again, maybe it is.
Who would we be talking about? Who was was there another heartthrob at that time I said Robert Pattinson, but he was probably not quite the right fit,
Yeah,
Is there somebody that's close
they
would take over?
him out of obscurity. He had never done, it was just a blind audition that he went to.
Yeah.
So
but
I guess it just would have
looking
been
back
some
on
other
it now,
kid.
do you think who could replace him? If he was the one exception that we're going to pluck from obscurity, but otherwise, if they couldn't do that, they had to choose somebody.
I think, and there's the potential that the age difference might be a problem, but I'm thinking Christopher Walken.
Yeah. Wingardium Leviosa.
See, wouldn't that be good?
Yeah, that's good.
And obviously keep him the age he is. Pop on pair of glasses.
Yeah.
Pop on a little. He's 2 foot higher than Ron and Hermione.
Yeah.
We got to stop the wizards. It would be so good to see Christopher Walken as probably at that time, I don't know, 50, playing 11-year-old Harry Potter.
Yeah. I'd watch it.
Yeah.
I'm almost annoyed Daniel Radcliffe is alive. That's how we can start the argument. Hey, Daniel, you idiot. Do you know if you didn't exist, Christopher Walken would have been Harry Potter?
So yeah, that's the change I'd make. It'd be the exact replica of the entire universe. Why not?
Why not?
Time, it's infinite.
Right. You know what? So much child death. People dying of disease in Africa, Camper. And the one thing you change is that Daniel Radcliffe doesn't exist.
And that Christopher Walken played Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Because, again, I just want to see what the butterfly effect of that would be.
Yeah.
Because maybe if Christopher Walken played Harry Potter, the children dying in Africa, maybe that stopped.
They might
somehow. I don't know what the connection is yet, but what if you were like, this would have solved so many problems?
I think what would have happened is that money funneled into the Harry Potter franchise would have gone to other more resourceful places.
Or I could maybe I create all of this and I come down onto Earth and I'm like, the only thing that's changed is Christopher Walken played Harry Potter, and I go down and things are terrible, riots, fires everywhere, and I was like, I thought this might happen.
Yeah.
It's just good to know. It's just good to know.
Yeah, it was gonna go one way or the other.
Yeah,
and now I know.
Keep it as it is, I reckon.
Yeah. Don't you think that would be so funny, right? Like if the universe is exactly the same, and you get to the point where they're talking about who they're casting. And you're like, what? I don't get this at all. Like, it's not in line with the books whatsoever.
There's just one guy in the casting meeting be like, we've seen all these kids. We're not quite sure where to go. Does anyone have any ideas? Guy pipes up at the back.
Yeah.
Got a slightly left of center one. We'll have to run it past JK, get the approval. You guys familiar with the work of Christopher Walken? From Pulp Fiction and The Deer Hunter. That's him. Yeah. Great actor. Great. We can all agree he's a great actor.
Great actor.
Who are you thinking? Snape or Dumbledore? that would make sense. What if? And go with me. We're going to have to get approval from JK. I'm thinking Harry. I guess in this world, sure, is what one of them would say.
Yeah. They all clap. Yeah, you've done it. You've done it.
Just because I feel like at some point in those movies, when Harry did a wand trick, or like that last time when he's wand battling with Voldemort in the last movie, he would have gone, pow, and that would have been worth the whole thing.
That would be memed so much.
Abra, cadabra.
Yeah, it's pretty good. At no point in Harry Potter is abracadabra said, but he would say
he said it.
Everyone
would go.
Yeah, this is good. This is quality. Okay. All right. So you would change that. Good change. Good change, Cambo. I would change one thing, which is everything in the earth is basically the same as well. I like the idea of this. Yeah. But except for only a minor change, no man.
No man. Right.
No man.
So it's like a global version of Themyscira from the Wonder Woman movie.
Yes. Except me, obviously. I'm in that.
I'm the exception. Are they indicating in Wonder Woman that if men weren't around, women wouldn't have advanced beyond like a medieval Greek times? Because in the modern day, they're still like ancient Greece style civilization.
No, but they still have good technology? Like how did she get the invisible jet thing?
She doesn't have it in the movie. But yeah, in the
comic, but I mean, but in the comics, it's all from the same thing.
Yeah,
maybe they're like the Wakanda people.
Right. Super advanced.
Super advanced. But also, they will sometimes fight atop a waterfall. Okay, so all women except me. I'm there.
Yeah.
Cambo.
Yeah. You and can I put one more thing in?
Yeah.
Christopher Walken.
And Christopher Walken. Yeah, you know what?
Yeah.
Let's do that. But weirdly, he plays Hermione.
Yeah.
And in this world, because obviously I'm one of only two men, everybody would know me.
Yeah.
Everybody can be. For example, Sarah Michelle Gellar. I just want to know, you know how some girls will say something along the lines of, I wouldn't date you if you were the last guy on the planet.
And you hear that a lot.
I hear that so often. I want to know if Sarah Michelle Gellar, if I literally was the last man on the planet, if Sarah Michelle Gellar would date me. Because I know right now my chances are very extremely low. They're not nothing, but I'll give myself a 0.0000000 times 1,000,001%. But there's a chance.
Yeah.
But if in a world, where I'm the last man, is it possible?
Yeah. This is what I like the idea of, because we have the infinite ability to create and destroy. So we can destroy these worlds we've created.
Yeah.
And there would be you find Sarah Michelle Gellar in this world and you say, will you go out with me? She says no. And you go, shut it down. Destroy it all.
Yeah. Do you know what I would do then? I would click my fingers and then it would just be us two, like no other females. I'm like, okay, now literally we're the only two living humans.
Yeah.
How about now? And then if she says no, I would just make her look like a tiny bit ugly.
I like the idea
that I'd be like, look, now we're closer in appearance. How about now?
Well, I like the idea that you'd be the only two left on Earth, and she still says no to you, and you're like, I do love you so much that I'll destroy me.
Yeah.
I don't want to hurt you, obviously.
Yeah, this is weird. I can't make everybody come back, obviously.
I mean, I could, obviously, but you wouldn't have learnt a lesson.
Like maybe you should take an opportunity when it arises, okay?
No, so I just want to point out that we've done that thing again where we've gone way too long up top.
Nah, I've been planning this episode perfectly. We can now get into Today I Advise. So now it's time for Today I Learned. Today I Learned. And also sometimes advice. This Today I Learned is by Die Nameless Bitch.
Oh, jeez.
Just while the intro was playing, I was just reading over this one. And I can't really remember why I
You assume that you probably had an angle at one time.
Yeah. Like normally when I, get a post, there's like literally one thing that I'll think about that I could,
is this the bare minimum to be content?
Yeah.
Yes, it's in the show.
Yeah. This is just kind of interesting, but like basically nothing. Okay, today I learned in 1749, which is the 18th century, Cameron. A stage show.
Maybe you're the smart one.
I am the smart one. A stage show was advertised where a man would squeeze his body into a wine bottle. It was a bet between the Duke of Portland and the Earl of Chesterfield, and they could advertise something impossible and get fools to pay for it. The sold-out theatre rioted when no performer showed up.
Here's what I want to know. I guess in today's equivalent, how much was a ticket? Because if someone said, it's going to be a guy in there, he's going to squeeze himself into a wine bottle, $2.
Yeah.
I'd go, I'll pay $2.
I mean, I'll probably...
But if they're like $50, I'd be like, no, I think this is a scam.
Okay, but what if it was at the other end and it's like $1,000 for a ticket?
Yeah.
And you can afford it. Let's say you can afford it, but you're like, this must be real.
Here's the thing. This is what, because $1,000 would make me think like, if you're charging a premium, this must be really good.
Yeah. Exactly. That's what I mean. Like it has to be true.
Yeah.
Because you're charging so much.
Yeah. It's like, because that sounds incredible.
Yeah.
And you would charge a lot of money for that.
Yeah. Probably gay. No, I thought you were going to say, if this was today, like what's the modern day equivalent of this? And I feel it's that televangelism.
Oh, yeah.
Stuff. Isn't it like we haven't learned our lesson since 1749?
Yes.
hey, this guy can talk to dead people. Trust us. There's no proof, obviously.
Yeah. I mean, there's been multiple allegations from people that have worked with this man that he's clearly got an earpiece in, or the audience fills out questionnaires beforehand. Yeah. We have that evidence. And still people are like, I don't know, something about him.
But he might.
It's a bit spooky.
Because who is the main dude? that
John Edwards.
John Edwards. Because I think he's...
Crossing over with John Edwards.
Crossing over, that's right. Because I think he's still going, right?
Here's what I learned about John Edwards.
Yes.
Last Christmas. The only time I ever see my cousins at Christmas.
Yes. Maybe you've told this story before.
Yeah, and one of them revealed to me that he was taking my nan to go see John Edwards.
Oh, my God. What, why does he hate your nan so much?
Here's the thing. He was like, it turns out my nan loves John Edwards. Buys into the whole thing, loves him. But what's even weirder is that he was like, yeah, I mean, I don't know about it, man. It's kind of, it's like that was the interesting bit.
That's so much.
And I'm like, she's a very religious old woman. She believes some weird horseshit, right?
Yeah.
But it's weird that he, a man not much older than myself, was like, I don't know, man. Who knows?
Yeah.
It's pretty spooky.
I mean, we do know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because, he's like a medium, right? And then you also mentioned televangelists. The people that get people, exploit their faith to just buy themselves private jets and, those preachers on TV that are like, God needs you to send me specifically a lot of money.
A lot of money. Yeah, that's right.
God does work in mysterious ways. I guess I'll write the check.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, that is, especially when they're so rich.
Yeah.
They're unbelievably wealthy. And it's like, what is the point of doing that? And I've seen, some of those TV shows, and it's like, and the money thing comes up so frequently as well.
Well,
it's not like we'll mention it once. It's like, we mention this constantly throughout our show about you donating money.
Weirdly, when I used to work at the theater, occasionally we used to do live satellite transmissions of concerts. So I remember when we did one for an Ed Sheeran concert.
Yeah.
But because I was a technical manager, I had to set up the satellite, and there was a special channel you had to be tuned to, and obviously the Ed Sheeran thing's only on at a certain time, et cetera, et cetera. Mm-hmm. And all that they would play before and after Ed Sheeran are these weird televangelists.
Oh, wow.
So I used to have to leave it running for quite a while to test signal strength and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I would just have to listen to these televangelists for quite a while.
And donate, obviously.
And obviously I did donate.
Yeah, because you'd go to hell otherwise.
Yeah. And it's crazy how much I just don't see how people don't see through it.
Yeah.
It's so thinly veiled.
Yeah. Just on that random thing that was a today I learned, I think, that I probably should have done in place of this one was it's just because I was thinking about that idea of they will sometimes say you will go to hell if you don't, pretty in clear terms if you don't donate, which I think they've been ridiculed for. So at least there's a line, Some people are like, okay, don't say we're going to go to hell if we don't donate, but just a step back from there is fine. But in sort of Scandinavian countries, hell is a frozen wasteland. And in other places in the world, obviously the one that we're more commonly familiar with is that hell is a fiery landscape.
Yep.
But more, I think, in particular of locations where there was a lot of desert and heat is bad, And I just thought that's such an interesting thing, isn't it? That that it's these extreme temperature conditions that sort of manifested in these two different ways based on what you think is the worst from what you've experienced.
I am interested in Scandinavian hell.
Yeah.
Just some nice Swedish devil being oh, hello.
Yeah. So I imagine even though it's really cold, there's a sauna.
Yeah. He's like, welcome to Scandinavian hell. No, we don't have the healthcare. Oh, no, that is the worst for Scandinavians.
I've been used to it my whole life, and now I don't have it, you're saying? Oh, no. Yeah, that'd be great. Okay. Let's get into shower thoughts, Cambo.
Shower thoughts, 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 shower thoughts, 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 shower thoughts, 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 shower thoughts, thoughts, thoughts.
This shower thought was cross-posted to us by Metaphor, but it was originally by Nitro J7. All animals with Instagram accounts are technically nude models.
Is it weirder that they don't consent to any of their photos being up?
Way weirder.
Yeah.
Way weirder. Especially if they're doing something dumb as well. You know? Like exploitative. If they had any sort of, mode of intelligence, they'd be like, well, don't post this online. I'm naked and I'm rolling backwards, trying to lick up treats. That seems embarrassing.
I think the difference is, I would imagine that if someone had a nude Instagram account, generally, I mean, maybe can't even be on Instagram. I'm sure there's probably terms of service, but let's say OnlyFans or something like that.
Yeah.
Something that allows that kind of thing. That a lot of the posts are probably sexual in nature. Mm-hmm. But it's interesting because if you were to do the equivalent of what a pet would do but naked, it'd just be like sitting on a couch.
Yeah.
And that would be a really weird naked profile. And I'd probably be more interested in that. Because pets aren't doing sexy things. They're doing everyday things just naked.
Yeah.
And that is far more interesting to me.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it is. Yeah, it is pretty weird to think about, I think. The idea of just like, they're just naked all the time.
It'd be weird if they weren't, though, wouldn't it?
I think they should be wearing clothes. Cover up their shame.
That's why every time you walk into our house, you're like, look at that disgusting cat over there.
God.
Naked
Especially
the day he was born.
I've seen Megs lick himself in the crotch.
Oh, yeah, he loves that.
That, looking at comparisons from, human to animal, that one's pretty extreme.
That one tracks.
Yeah. If I was to, it would be more impressive, right? If I saw a man or woman manage to lick themselves off center.
Yeah. You say that. Yeah. If I'm like, Nelson, look at this Instagram account. It's just a naked dude licking his own dick in every picture. You'd be like, all right, show us.
Yeah. I'm going to need to have a look at this.
Yeah, that's quite interesting.
Yeah. I'd be like, how do you do it? I've tried so many times. Okay, here's another one. This is by The Real Artie 27. You can instantly stress out anyone just by shouting catch. Yeah, I thought this is a pretty good. It got me on the path of thinking like, what are some other things that you can say to somebody and they instantly feel a certain way?
Yep. I would say you need to say this kind of calmly in a low voice. If someone's like, don't move a muscle.
Yeah.
I would very subtly be very stressed.
I immediately think I've got some sort of deadly creature on my face.
Or you've stepped on like a landmine or something.
Yeah. In metropolitan Melbourne, there is just a small thought in my head that I've stepped onto a landmine.
Yeah. Because like logic would eventually kick back in.
Yeah.
But there would still be that initial panic of being like, the wart didn't come here, but what if they laid some just in case?
Yeah.
Here on this street in Hawthorne.
Yeah. The amount of things I think I love that idea because it's not just how they feel, but the amount of things that would run through their mind of like, what could this possibly be?
It'd be an interesting test to be like, we're walking down the street. I'm like, Nelson, don't move a muscle. What are you thinking of?
Yeah.
And just see what people's immediately
sniper.
Yeah.
That'd be good. We should do this to people on the street. And after we've said that, we say, what are you thinking of? Don't worry about it. There's nothing. I just see how people are totally okay with that, probably. I think I like the idea of stressing somebody out is I feel like you could do something like, do you always look like that?
Yeah, or just like, are you okay?
Yeah.
You're just like it's indicating that something is wrong with them. And it's clearly visible.
Which I feel like is such a good statement because it's like how horoscopes work, you know? They're written in such a way that it works for everybody.
Yeah. You're filling a lot of the blanks.
Yeah. If you say to somebody, "Are you okay?" in a really concerned voice, everybody goes, "Well, I think I'm okay." But now that you've said that, I'm going to start thinking of all the things in my life that are slightly not okay. And am I now wearing that on the outside that people can noticeably
or
see?
Or like there's something that you're like, I don't know, maybe I've had a pimple or something in the last week or whatever.
Yeah.
And someone goes, "Are you okay?" Immediately like, oh, it must be the pimple. Like,
yeah.
It's the one thing that's been in the back of your mind.
Yeah. Or I even like the idea of like, you know how sometimes you mindlessly do something?
Yep.
Like maybe you put on 2 different socks or something.
Yeah.
And if somebody says, "Are you okay?" And then you think back to that moment and you're like, I didn't think it was a big deal that I put mismatched socks on, but is this a real thing that I should be concerned about?
And if I did do it, is that more of a social faux pas than I thought it was?
Yeah. I thought
he seemed very concerned about it.
Yeah, I thought no one would even notice. This is a big deal. Okay, I'll do one last one.
Sure.
Should I? Okay, yeah. This is by Harmony Rose. One of the reasons parents are bad at parenting is because they only wanted a baby.
So it's like the puppy thing.
Yeah.
Puppy's not just for Christmas.
Yeah. You have to keep the dog too. If we were in some other country that eats dogs, it'd be so much easy to be like, "Oh, I don't want this anymore." And just eat it.
I think that, me personally, I've always viewed it that the baby is the annoying part you have to go through to get a kid. Because like they're crying all the time, they're shitting all over themselves.
Canberra, as I mentioned before, there's not only one thing I think about talking about before I bring it up. Mine was exactly this.
Right.
Is that for me, I want to get to the kid stage.
Yeah.
And it's like, and I sort of look forward to the moments. And even I find this with like my nieces and nephews where I can kind of teach them and guide them in a way of like maybe different way to think, you know, so that when they do grow up older, I sort of have, you know, a niece or nephew, or in the case I have a child, somebody that I can converse with freely and, you know, and they can have interesting thought and whatever. But it's like, but the baby stage, I'm like, it's just a crying ball of mess.
Yeah.
I don't want any of
You look
this
at it
part
and you
of
make
it.
like a random noise and it starts laughing. You're like, you're a fucking idiot.
You dumb idiot. I've
Maybe.
obviously haven't disappeared. I've just gone behind my hands.
Maybe the reason that people are bad parents is because they wanted the kid.
Yeah.
And then they had to put up with this dumb baby.
For so
and then
long.
it just eventually made them resent the kid.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this wasn't worth it.
I think that's far more likely than it is. I don't know anybody who's like, "Oh man, I want a baby, just the baby."
I love that they can't sleep through the night.
Yeah, exactly. That's right. It makes me think that, no offense, Harmony Rose, but you like maybe younger and don't have as many friends, or is not like wise enough to know that babies are the worst part of having a kid. Like, I understand love and all that, but like,
It's great that if I leave it alone long enough, it'll literally die.
exactly.
I love that responsibility.
I'm not nervous all the time at all. Yeah.
I haven't been comfortable in a year and a half.
Yeah, that's right. God, imagine having something that can't live for itself. All right. I think we should move on to podnapping.
Oh my God, I'm being podnapped.
Podnapping.
This is Podnapping, where we nap a pod. We take a topic of conversation or a segment from another podcast and we do it ourselves.
Or Sometimes we invent a segment.
So most of the time we invent the segments, to be honest.
We've exhausted most of the podcasts we listen to. We listen to a few new ones to try and get things. And now we're just making them up.
It's hard, honestly, to find a new podcast that has like a segment or that their idea of an entire podcast can be broken down into just a few minutes.
Which is, I mean, we love the podcast, Escape This Podcast. But as we learned, not a short...
Yeah.
Not a short thing. That Podnapping
that was literally our longest episode.
So it's my week this week, and I've invented something. Mm-hmm. Now, a couple of caveats. There's a document I'm going to need you to open, Nelson, but don't click the links yet. Okay. So, Nelson, are you familiar with the website wish.com?
Is that where you can put a wish down, and if a genie comes along, then they will grant it for you. For example, you could wish that Daniel Radcliffe never existed.
You're thinking of wish.org.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So wish.com is a shopping website, and they're well known for several things. One of them being suspiciously cheap things.
Okay.
Another being that their prices fluctuate weirdly day to day, week to week. Like sometimes it'll be $1, sometimes it'll be $6. Like the same item just constantly fluctuating.
The stock market of things.
Yes, and also well known for when things come, not exactly being what they were promised.
Okay.
So they'll be like, look at this jacket, $5 for this jacket. And you know it's never going to be good.
Yeah.
But some people are fascinated, and sometimes the temptation is too great on Wish that you're like, oh, I mean, it's a real like win-win, because if it's not good, I haven't spent much money, et cetera, et cetera. So Nelson, I've invented something, and here's a few caveats. One, this is going to be a pretty visual thing, so I'm going to need you to do a lot of heavy lifting here.
Cool. Alrighty.
It's a segment I've called I Wish I Didn't Buy This. Okay. And I've gone on to wish.com and I've brought 3 items.
Yeah.
And so what we're going to do, you're going to open a link to one. You're going to have a look at the item. Then I'm going to present you the item in real life. And you're going to determine whether or not you wish I hadn't brought it. Now, to jazz it up, because it is quite visual and it possibly not that entertaining, I've just downloaded some game show music.
Okay.
Times at a premium. I haven't listened to it. So let's find out what this is like. But this is I Wish I Didn't Buy This. Okay, Nelson, will you open link number 1?
This is cool music.
Oh, thank you.
I like it.
Then I did listen to it, and I knew it would sound like this. So what do we got here, Nelson?
Oh, my God. Okay, you have a product. I'll read the description first.
Please do.
One-piece adjustable magnetic healthy ring. Keep slim fitness weight loss ring. Gold, black, silver, rose gold.
Yes. So this appears to be a ring, and I'm presenting it to you now.
I still need to describe what's on the page.
Sure.
Okay. Girl holding a baby for some reason. On the left, a little overweight. Girl on the right, definitely holding a different baby. Much thinner. I think they're meant to be the same woman. Now, it's a magnetic health ring. So I guess the idea is that you lose weight by wearing it.
Yeah.
Now you have, you've presenting to me this.
So, Nelson, what I want you to do, pop on the ring.
You've gone for the
pop on
black,
the ring.
Okay, I need to put it on my. Oh God,
it's quite small.
Yeah, I can't. Okay, I'll put it on my left.
You're now wearing the ring.
Yeah.
Now I want you to answer. How are you feeling now? The ring is on.
Kind of weightless.
Okay, well this is great. So now, Nelson, here's the real rub of the show.
Yeah.
Do you wish I didn't buy that?
Yes. I wish.
There we go. He wishes I didn't buy that product. That's product number 1. Nelson.
It is quite funny that, like, what? This is insane. Why anybody would buy this?
Nelson, I want you to click link number 2, the second item.
I'm still fascinated with link number 1.
We don't have time, Nelson. We've got so much product to get through.
How about if I look at the... It's rated 3.5 stars. Well made, supervised shipping, great quality. I know I'm ruining your segment, but I need to get through these. Like it. It's a little too big for me. Big? This is tiny. Okay, this is insane. These people are getting paid. I wore the black one, But after a few days from wearing it, the black coating came off. Now it's only the metal color. Oh yeah, that's the problem with the weight loss ring. Okay, sorry. Okay.
Item number 2.
Link number 2.
Put some music on in between.
Oh my God, it's free camera.
What do we got here, Nelson?
You have a 2018 New Night fishing glove.
Yep.
With LED light, rescue tools, and outdoor gear.
Now, here's the thing, Nelson. You know how holding a torch is just an absolute nightmare?
This is a yes, absolutely. I know. Oh my God, this is so funny. Can I just say, if this is at all practical, can I have this?
Absolutely.
Because, I shit you not, my dad I
think it's the thumb and the...
Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry. So you put it on your thumb and your forefinger.
Yeah. So here's the thing. It's a
your pointer finger.
It's a half glove that goes on your thumb and your pointer finger, then wraps around your wrist.
Oh my God, this is great.
And on the fingertip of the glove are small LED lights. So now, press the button, Nelson.
Oh my God.
And the lights are on.
This is amazing.
So now you've worn this, Nelson. You've got the LED glove for fishing, obviously, but you can use it for day-to-day purchases.
Do you know the amount of times I need a light on the ends of my fingers? Okay, do the bit first.
Nelson, do you wish I didn't buy this?
No. I wish you did buy
this. He loves it!
He did it!
He loves the product!
Okay, so quick funny story is that my dad has this like cap that has lights coming on for it, and he thinks it's great because occasionally you might need light coming from your head.
Yep.
And he talks about it like too often. And so for his birthday, we got him this like jokey, like other stupid torch light things. And I have him for KK for Christmas.
You want that?
I want to give him this.
Absolutely, it's all yours.
Oh my God. I mean, not the only thing. I'm not a cheap son. But this is perfect. Okay.
Nelson, will you please open link number 3?
Wish I didn't buy this.
Okay, last item that I purchased from wish.com.
Whoa!
What are you seeing here, Nelson?
Okay. From looks alone, it looks like a help me give a blowjob kind of device. Mm-hmm. But it is a silicone rubber face slimmer. Massage, muscle tightener, anti-aging, anti-wrinkle mouth. I actually have seen these before.
Yeah.
So it's just like it looks like lips, like exaggerated plastic lips that open up in a circle, and you have to like squeeze down with your jaw to squeeze it together and like meant to work out your face muscles.
So here's the thing, Nelson. Got one here.
Okay.
But here's the thing.
Yeah.
I got one for both of them. I have 2 of these.
Oh, yeah.
What I want to do is we're going to insert these into our mouths.
It's not quite what it looks like.
We're going to insert these into our mouths.
This is not going to be good audio.
No, and see what it's like.
Okay.
It really stretches out your hair.
How is it? Okay.
No, Nelson. Do you wish I didn't try this?
No, I love it.
Okay. There you go.
Yeah. Yours needs to cut hair. We're gonna have such tight face muscles.
Yes. This absolutely haunting.
It does look terrifying.
Now, for those that require a little more visual stimulation, we'll maybe take some photos and put them up on our Reddit and our Discord now.
We'll take some before and after pictures. We'll take one now, what our face looks like without exercising every day. Also while wearing the ring to see if we end up losing
Nelson
weight.
will take a photo wearing his new glove light.
Glove light. So good, Cambo.
Now, Nelson, that was, I wish I didn't buy that. And to go out, because obviously I didn't want to record a theme ahead of time, in unison, we're both going to have to say, I wish I didn't buy that. Are you ready?
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
I wish I didn't buy that!
And that was my podnapping.
Oh, it's great. That's
Thank
great.
you.
Good work.
So there you go. If people enjoyed the random stuff that I found on Wish,
yeah.
and you, here's the thing, Nelson.
Yeah.
Little story about Wish.com.
Yeah.
I spent a grand total of $11
Okay.
on all of this stuff, including delivery.
You got ripped, mate.
Yeah.
Because right now you could pay $4.70 and get all 3 items.
God
One
damn
of them is free. How is that? That is so insane. The light glove thing is free. How does that?
Yeah. But here's the thing. When I first decided I wanted to do this segment, I went into Wish, and the first thing it advertised was he's a keyboard and mouse set for $1. And I thought, well, Nelson likes his gaming because it's like an RGB one. I said, it'd be funny. I'll get him the $1 mouse and keypad.
Yeah.
And I can say, oh, you can use this for your gaming because obviously it'll be a terrible thing, whatever. Yeah. So I clicked buy that item. Yeah. And then I get a message from Wish being like, obviously, you can't buy that item for $1. Really? They just rejected my purchase.
What?
Yeah. So I don't know what their business model is.
How does it work?
I don't know.
I don't.
And
so I want to know if I try to claim this light thing for free, if they're like, well, we're not obviously giving it away for free.
Obviously,
you idiot.
Obviously, it's $6.
It says that it's free, sure, but that would be stupid.
But the point is, if people like this and they find items on Wish that they want us to check out, feel free to link them to us, and maybe eventually we can do another round of I wish I didn't buy this. I will just say as a caveat, I ordered these in August. Yeah. And they've just arrived. Okay. So there is a buffer in shipping.
Yeah. Also, Reddit Secret Santa is coming up.
Reddit Secret Santa is coming up. I'd be happy to link you the official music of I Wish I Didn't Buy This. If you really want to make that, that really good impression.
You put a little MP3 player on the inside that activates when they open it. I am hoping to God that my match has specifically said they feel like their face is a bit floppy and needs to be tighter. Okay. Good one. All right. Now we can get into the Ask Me Anything, where listeners of the show, just like you, listener, can write in and ask us anything you want.
Yes, you have one here from Jeremy. It says, hello, gentlemen. I've been playing Super Smash Brothers. Oh, bros. On the Nintendo Switch a lot lately, and thinking about how huge the roster is, with about 80 fighters. For the listeners who play Smash, my mains are Ness, Pinkman, Alf, and Jigglypuff. Oh, sorry, Pikmin, not Pinkman.
Yeah.
Of course, I always choose the cute and pink outfits and demolish the people in online matches. Since Cambo may not know about fighting games, I will briefly explain. Each fighter has a unique super cool attack moveset. The fighter also has a taunt, in which the players press a certain button to perform those taunts. These taunts are often used to make other players annoyed and play aggressively. For example, a fighter could twerk for a bit or say something like, suck a dick, dumb shit. Fighters also have a victory pose and a quote when they win the match, similar to the taunt but more epic. Mm-hmm. So, if you two ordinary hoes, were characters in Smash Brothers, what would be your 1, attacks, 2, taunts, and 3, victory pose and quote? Your Chicago and retired gay ho correspondent, Jeremy.
Oh. Okay. Here's what I remember when I was a kid. There was a bully chasing me. Mm-hmm. I don't remember why. I probably kicked him or something. I don't know. And I was not as that fast at this stage, and he was like a big dude. And I was running, I was chasing, and he was gaining on me. So what I did at the very last second was I ducked down in a tiny ball and kind of covered myself, and then he ran straight into me and like toppled over. It was honestly like the best, smartest thing I have ever done in my life.
Yeah.
I have not topped that moment yet. And then I ran back the other way, and it stopped him. He like, it was a painful fall because he was running like full force and then fell over. So I like to think that my attacks would be very much the same sort of thing. Like, it's defensive. Like, I'm cowering. And I hope you run over me.
I want my attack to be far more extreme than is necessary.
Okay.
So I'm thinking crucifixion.
Okay.
I pin people down.
Yeah.
I nail them to 2 bits of wood forming a cross, and then I raise them up to be hung until death.
Yeah. I like the idea that because I'm thinking of game mechanics here. It's where like your character just it initially is equipped with a 2x4. Right.
Yeah.
And so he kind of starts beating them around.
Yeah.
But then occasionally he'll do a move where he'll hit somebody with a 2x4 and then quickly whip out his nail gun and plug him to it. And from then on, that character has a 2x4 that's like flailing off their arm.
It's like circle, circle, circle as you're nailing it into them.
And then you do that enough times. And then
it's like a game of hangman where the hangman eventually becomes more and more hung.
Yeah.
They're over the course of like getting more and more crucified.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
It's good. It's good.
What would your taunt be?
My taunt would be, please don't hurt me. Yeah, I don't know. I think it would be, maybe it would be like we were saying earlier, just something that makes them really self-conscious about themselves, you know? Like, oh, you're going to fight like that, are you?
I like that. Now, I used to actually taunt my brother. But this is, I think I've talked about this before on the show. Mm-hmm. He was in the army.
Yep.
And when he came back from his training, he used to practice and show his different techniques on me.
Yeah. Yeah.
He thought that was a good display thing. And my family seemed to really like this. So oftentimes he would like pin me down much, much stronger than me.
Yeah.
It would pummel me.
Yeah.
And then every time, in immense pain, I'd get up and I'd go, plenty more where that came from.
Yeah.
Which would just anger him and start the whole thing again. But it worked well as a taunt. But here's what I'm thinking is I need my taunt to be themed now.
Yeah.
So here's what I'm thinking. I would look them in the eye and I would do like the arms out, kind of like someone's being crucified. I'd be like, what's wrong? Are you getting a little cross?
Oh, okay.
Because then that's obviously showing what's coming up.
Yeah. You go, huh?
Yeah.
In case you didn't get it, I'm doing you. I'm doing you in about 3 minutes. Okay. Victory pose and quote. Well, I mean, yours is obviously just...
I think that once they're up on the crucifix, I would kneel down below them in a praying gesture.
As they're praying, yeah.
My Father who art in heaven, this noob be thy name.
It's good. You've nailed this.
And then I'd floss.
Oh, nailed. Oh, didn't even it. And then you'd floss.
Yeah. I'd do some kind of Fortnite dance.
Yeah. I would again run away.
Yeah. Your victory thing is,
oh my God.
He might get up.
That's right. Or just like a poke with a stick. Like,
from a safe distance, poke him with a stick.
Yeah, that's right. My character runs off the screen and you see this really long stick going and just nudge the body a couple of times.
And then if the body twitches, he goes, that stick drops and he runs away. So then we've got Nelson the Scared and Cambo the Crucified.
Yeah.
That's a fight I'd like to see.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks for that, Jeremy. I've got one now from CN. Oh boy, sorry for the long email, but I've been on an adventure trying to rate your podcast. Quick reminder, since you're probably reading this in a few weeks' time, I promise that... Actually, funny story. I'm pretty sure Jeremy sent us through another email today. And we're only getting to the last one he sent through. So, yeah. Pretty long on that.
We'll get to him.
We get to him. Okay, quick reminder. Since you're probably reading this a few weeks' time, I promised you that if you could work in the word taradiddle to your episode, that I would leave a 5-star review.
And we did it flawlessly.
And work it in you did. You said the word no less than 10 times. So in return, 10 stars from me. Yes. We should have done it 1,000,000 times, Kevin. Didn't think about that.
He didn't put an end date on it. Taradiddle.
Oh, that's true.
That's 15 more stars.
The first issue that arose was that I am on Android, which doesn't have any kind of unified rating system for podcasts. Apple Podcasts holds the monopoly on having an opinion on a podcast. So I had to go out looking for different apps that you're on. in the hopes of finding one that supported ratings. I found 2, Podchaser and Podcast Republic. I begrudgingly created an account on both. Before I tell you my review, and just by the way, Cambo, I had read this email before, and I found these things very interesting and eye-opening. Did you know that on both platforms, you're listed twice? One listing has all your episodes. The other only has a single episode called Troll, and it's 2 minutes long. And wow, for a Reddit on Reddit podcast episode, it has a ton of editing. It's actually insane how much more quality is in that 2-minute episode than in your hour-long episodes. Also, on Podcast Republic, the creators are listed as Michael and Reddit Podcast. Better yet, on Podchaser, the only creator listed is Bill Sunderland.
What?
From Escape This Podcast. Oh, he says, he just cannot escape your podcast, winky face. I also found a ton more Reddit podcasts. The most interesting
Don't listen to
being
them.
one that purely focuses on erotic Reddit posts.
All right, listen to that one.
Yeah. Give that one a listen. Probably not longest running though, Canberra. No. But that's so weird that how would it get your name for one of them?
I know what one of them is, and I think it's even an issue that's been resolved, which was we had to upload samples to something. I think it was maybe for Road or something like that. And what you're hearing is actually the audio extract from an animation that we did a long time ago about paying a toll to a troll. Or like, if you were a troll, what would the toll be that you would make people pay? So yeah, it does have sound effects and music and stuff because it's an animation.
But how did that get on a...
So it's from what I can work out is to submit them, you had to put a submission name. So I put my name.
Yeah.
And then obviously they've like said it something. And I actually emailed them afterwards being like, can you take that down?
Yeah.
And they were having a hard time, but I actually think it's now taken down. I don't know if we actually come up anymore.
That's so funny.
It was to do with like a weird submission thing for a Road.
Did we win
podcast.
that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. But yeah, that's it. But then Bill Sunderland is listed.
That one.
Don't explain. Okay.
Look, we often don't use this podcast just to speak directly to one person. It's a very inclusive medium, but this one is just a Bill.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
What are you doing, mate?
Get in contact with us because you claim credit.
Yeah.
And if you're getting all the glory, you think you won that competition.
Yeah. Do one of two things. Get your name off our stuff.
Yeah.
Or improve the podcast because you own it. It's woeful.
Any feedback negative,
Yeah.
send to Bill Sunderland.
Yeah.
Any feedback positive, send to readitpodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah. Here's the thing, Cambo. We might not get any positive email, and we won't know if that's because people just didn't want to email in or because there's nothing positive to say about our podcast. I mean, we'll know, obviously. But
Or let's think this. If we don't get any positive feedback, they probably sent it to Bill and he didn't want to pass it on because he's spiteful.
yeah, he is spiteful.
Yeah, but we definitely came.
Yeah. Anyway, on to the review. Okay, so this is all in quotes.
Yep.
This podcast is one of a kind. Whether it's scientific discoveries, political madness, or how many chuggers to a choo-choo, they'll do it all. If you love Reddit but also want to hear what other people think about a particular post without just reading the comments of the post, then this is the show for you. They'll always start a taradiddle about any post they read, and that's what I love about this show. The true Reddit on Reddit is the friends we make along the way. 5 stars. I was the first review on one app and the second on the other. CNPS, to make this name, I guess I should ask something. What is something you've enjoyed or hated recently? Be it a show, game, podcast. Leave a mini review about absolutely anything.
Okay, something you've enjoyed or hated, Nelson.
Here, I've got something that I have absolutely hated, Cambo. The other day, I was in my car.
Yep.
And I accidentally hit the radio button. I have not listened to the radio in literal years.
Yeah.
And I hate it. And I can't understand why anybody listens to it.
Yeah.
I shit you not, I accidentally hit the radio button. There's ads straight away.
Yeah.
Right? Then I reverse out, go home. I reckon I'm like a third of the way home probably so maybe I've been like 10 minutes in the car and it hasn't played any content yet. Not a song, not people talking, just ads for that entire time. How does anybody why does anybody listen to the radio anymore? It seems like such a old and terrible medium, and why it still exists just baffles my mind.
This is I have similar opinions about the radio.
Yeah.
And I heard a segment the other day, and this is what made me think that the radio was maybe out of ideas.
Yeah.
Or, no, that's not true, but innovative people are not doing it, I think is more to the point. So there's a comedian in this country called Dave Hughes, also known as Hughesy. Yes. I find him unfunny. Let's just say that. But he's been a mainstay of radio for a very, very long time with a very grating voice.
Yeah.
Odd to put those two together.
Yeah.
But there was a bit where like it was kind of the end of a phone call and someone was talking about somewhere that they used to live or something like that. And he goes, oh, thanks for that. Call up 13 20 20. Where did you used to live? And that was the call-in topic of the radio show.
My God.
Where did you used to live?
Yeah. That's terrible.
And then, someone's like, oh, g'day, Hughesy. Oh, I used to live in a share house with a bunch of my friends. We're always up to no good. Oh, that's great. Yeah, that's great. That was the whole segment.
Oh, my God. But I think that the thing is, it's catering to that audience because even though occasionally there will be some sort of Zoomer that accidentally called into the radio station. Most of the time, it's definitely boomers that are like, I don't know other forms of entertainment, and this is what I'm going to listen to because it's all I know. And it's like that sort of like, oh, I used to live somewhere else. This would be great. Just like it's stupid. I don't know, Tom. Yeah. It just seems to, that's the audience that they cater to. And
I will say, if you want to peek behind the Australian culture and also hear where radio once peaked, this is a very, very old YouTube video of a prank that one radio station played on another. Which is, it's funny, and then it stops becoming funny, and then it becomes very funny, which is there was a radio show, and they realized at the same time as them on the AM dial was this guy that used to do a phone-in quiz show, and they encouraged all of their listeners to call up the phone-in quiz show, and no matter what the question is, just answer India.
Yeah, okay.
And this video is about 11 to 12 minutes long. Non-stop of people answering India to any question. And you watch this poor host absolutely lose any will to live whatsoever, but doing it in like this old school radio way.
Yeah.
Where like he'll drop a call and what I love about it is they pretend to be quite genuine at first.
Yeah.
And they get his guard down.
Yeah.
And then they'll so he'll be like, and say someone will say India is like, oh, well, no, enough of that nonsense. We'll go on to the next call. The next caller is Luke. And someone goes, yeah, g'day, Darren. So, that other guy goes, what a bloody, I don't know what these guys are up to. Yeah, sorry about that. Is it India? And slowly but surely this guy loses his mind. Yeah. I'll link it onto our socials, but it is hilarious. And I think that's where radio really peaked. It's been a downhill trajectory from there.
From that point, there's no way to go but down.
Yeah.
It just so insane. Okay. Even to prove it to myself, funnily enough, on the way over here, I turned the radio on just to see how many ads there are because that annoyed me the most about it. Yeah. And I was like, and again, it was like mainly ads. I was like, what? Why do people listen to this?
And then maybe a topic of how many shoes do you own?
The topic of conversation they had was, should children be allowed on planes? Huh? Again, very boomer topic, I would say.
Yep.
But anyway, what do you something you
I'll go something I enjoyed since just to even it out. Okay. I recently started watching the Netflix series Sex Education. Which is a kind of a coming of age comedy set in England. From the like the ads and whatnot that I'd seen, it looked like a pretty run of the mill like raunchy teen sex comedy or whatever. But it actually has a surprising amount of like depth and emotion, but it is also very, very funny. So I'd recommend Sex Education.
Okay. also the TV show and the actual education.
Yeah, you should actually get sexual education at some point in your life.
You should know that stuff. Yeah. It's important to know what a penis and vagina look like, so you're not surprised.
Yeah. And also, don't watch the show Sex Education thinking that now you are completely sex educated. They're two different things. I understand the name's confusing.
Yeah.
Watch Sex Education, but then go and get sex education.
They should have called the show Sex Education, in brackets, this show isn't educational.
Yeah. Not a documentary.
Okay, but that's it. So thanks for writing in, CN and Jeremy. If you would like to write into us, you can do so. Reddit podcast, READIT podcast at gmail.com.
Yep.
You can also reach us at Facebook, Twitter, and our subreddit. They're all READIT podcast. Do you know who I hope writes in?
Who's that?
Old
Danny Radcliffe.
Blondie.
Oh, Blondie Shorthairs.
Blondie Shorthairs.
Yeah, we haven't heard from Blondie Shorthairs in a while. Sorry,
been a minute.
Old Blondie Shorthairs.
Anyway,
we love it when people rate the show. It helps us get discovered. It helps us go on the charts. It helps with all kinds of things. And CN has pointed out it's very easy.
It's so easy. We're on so many different platforms.
Yeah.
You can make multiple accounts.
Yeah. And should.
Also, if you in this instance, if you could please review the show, and just sort of badmouth Bill first.
Just let Bill know you're onto it.
Yeah. Don't say anything maybe too mean about Bill, but just like that we know.
Yeah. We don't want we love Bill, so we don't want you to say bad things about Bill. Just let Bill know. We know.
We're not going to take any more of this because we know.
Or ask him to improve the show. They're the two things.
Yeah, that's right. But that's it. So thanks for listening, and we will
Flawless.
read you later.